steps. That's the problem, is I missed a step. See, that's why I got to. So I had to turn the camera off because the camera had some issues. Let's see what happens if I do this one. Steps. That's the problem, is I missed a step. All right. See, that's why I got to. So I had to turn the camera off because the camera had some issues. Let's see what happens if I do this one. All right.
Are you there?
Yeah, but can I hear you? I'm really confused. I'm like on.
Stats, which is that 80% of the
I'm on
people
white.
in Central Europe are fighting aging males. They're men from the 18 to 35. And so very few women.
Nice country.
All right, so let's just use this one.
Beautiful, but Angela Merkel,
Can you
the
see me
German
now?
chancellor, threw
Got it
wide
working.
open the doors to these so-called refugees and said, "You're more than welcome in Germany."
Get off completely. Feedback with myself. I was live on two different machines. It's confusing.
When I was in Vienna, they had
Which is weird because I don't know how I could be live on two different machines with the same ID.
The kinds we've seen before, because they have it pretty well under control.
But where's other people? There's no viewers. Not even me. Is anybody out there? Does anybody come for the thing? And there should be like, there's a chat thing here. People who couldn't get into the live broadcast could type messages.
They said is that there's a security problem now in these communities where these camps are and where these transit points are. These men are carrying weapons. They're bringing weapons into the country, mostly knives, but they're threatening people who are trying to help them. There's a security issue in terms of rapes happening there.
That's where all the quiz answers are for questions.
So they've upped the military and police presence.
That thing I showed you in class where you could take the quizzes online and you could test yourself over and over again until you get them all right. Nice little learning process because you take the quiz until you finally actually know what the answers are.
Because these roving gangs are moving all around.
And a lot of the questions I pull off of there for the actual quizzes. I could actually let people take the quiz. So that's what it's designed for, is to take the quiz on that website. That's very interesting. You can take the way the publisher designed it, is you can go on there and take the quiz, and then you can email your results to your instructor if you wanted to. So people could take a quiz like from home or wherever. I think somebody complained about that. Wow, you're going to make us take quizzes online too? Until they realize the benefit of it. You can take it as many times as you want till you get it all right, and then you can send it in. Which, on the one hand, people would say, well, that defeats the purpose of a quiz. On the other hand, if you actually get them all right, you might actually learn something. But you're probably apparently the only one that came to visit tonight. So we're getting somewhere. You showed up in person.
University's College of Business.
So click here to access the online instructor
So if you want to learn what's been business world tested today and make an impact tomorrow,
that's going to take you to a website.
DeVry University's College of Business.
It's going to take you to. Geez, anybody? Oh, I actually closed that. But I could click on it too and show everybody where it is if there's anybody watching, but there's nobody watching, so. So that'd take you to this wonderful place. Can you see it? Anybody see that? Can't tell what I'm looking at. See? Look. A great website. Absolutely. Go ahead. You know what you're doing? Yeah. You know, this machine, I wanted to hook up so I can walk around the room. How you doing? Okay. Learning something tonight? Hey, how you doing? Hey, wait every time. Wait. Anybody on? No viewers.
Hey, what's your name? Good. Do you need stuff for class on Monday? No. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I thought it's that time in the break. You caught him? Not flat tire. So like one flew out of nowhere and no, my wheels are broke. Oh, that's not good. No, I was thinking that place for hours. Well, it would have been good if it was pouring rain and you were stuck under the bridge. It would be better than being out in the middle of nowhere, right? No. Well, I mean, if you're going to be stuck, better be stuck under a bridge than it is to be stuck in the middle of nowhere if it's going to rain on you.
68, exit 7, exit 77. Oxford Valley and Woodburn.
Oh,
Southbound
you
to
doing
Manhattan.
that?
2021.
Come on, man.
Just threw a couple on a lecture on critical thinking, and we went through a lecture on creative thinking. This will help you making decisions in here. With your actually explaining your book examination. There's actually explanations here how to use them. I can't do that. We're sorry.
Back five segment tonight, the military trial of Sergeant Robert Dahl on desertion and other charges. You get the backstory. The sergeant leaving his unit in Afghanistan, captured by the Taliban, who tortured him, according to an Army investigation. Dahl was traded for 5 imprisoned Taliban commanders, a great deal for that terror crew. The Army general now deciding whether Bergdahl should go to trial. Joining us now for Washington, Lieutenant Colonel Tony Schaefer, who is following the story for us. So, a few weeks ago, I said the fix is in. That they're not going to put the sergeant in prison. And now I understand the Army newspaper Stars and Stripes has some new information. What is it?
Mr. Fidel, working on behalf of Stars and Stripes, reported that essentially the Article 32 hearing that you referred to was very favorable in that when the defense, Mr. Fidel and company, presented the information that General Dahl came up with, is that the story is Robert Dahl deserted his post to go 19 miles to find a general to report the wrongdoing of his chain of command. And so they're saying that that circumstance, that mitigating circumstance, is going to be what is necessary to allow for General Abrams, the deciding official, to say, he's already suffered enough, nothing more to see here, time to move on. Perhaps some sort of a discharge, less than honorable, dishonorable, something along that line, without any further action.
That's what I think is going to happen too. But the excuse that Bergdahl went 19 miles into Apache territory, which is what they call it, that territory, to report some disenchantment he has as the American command. I mean, nobody's going to buy that, and it's the Army look foolish.
Bill, it's a lot.
But everybody's going to know that. Can't they come up with a better excuse?
Well, no, they can't. And look, Captain Harris is reporting time and time again the factual evidence. I've had sources telling us what actually happened time and time again. Bill, this is what's going on. You see his defense attorney, Mr. Fidel, doing what his job is to do, trying this in the media. With that said, and he said that the prosecution didn't push back on any of this. They did. They laid out factually what actually happened. And this is the kicker. Now, let me read it to you. His personal judgment and decision to jeopardize the overall mission. That is from one of the senior generals of my mentors who said, nothing has changed here. So let's divide what has to be come next, which essentially is the court-martial, which I think will happen, and what the punishment should be. Fidel's trying to blur it all together. So, Bill, I think the Army is going to do the right thing here. I think they're going to move forward with some level of accountability first, and then you decide what the punishment should be.
I'm not so sure the Army is going to do the right thing. I mean, and the fact that at this point we have, a crazy story. Look, I feel bad for the guy who was tortured by the Taliban. There's no different, and that'll be the mitigating circumstance.
After the court-martial, yes.
He was tortured. You want to put him in jail after he's tortured. His own fault he was tortured, but exactly, he was tortured. All right, there's another case that's trouble. Army Green Beret Sergeant Charles Martlin roughs up an Afghan police official because the Afghan was raping a little boy, which is kind of common in Afghanistan. It's a little bit as horrible as that is. So this Green Beret did the right thing, and now the Army's punishing him.
This is bizarre, as you said. Look, I and others come to the Army trying to defend core values. One of the core values is in a situation like that, Bill, we defend those you're trying to protect. Children in Afghanistan are part of who we're trying to protect. You have, one of these thugs, who, by the way, the homosexual acts we're talking about, is common there. But this sergeant did the right thing. He stood up for our values and what we believe to be correct. And then what happened was he was given what we call a letter of reprimand. The technical term, the informal term is bad paper. But what's happened is, because the Army's cutting back, because the Army's trimming down, any piece of bad paper, even in this case where the bad paper was not deserved, his actions were correct for the circumstances.
Now I understand the Army's backpedaling on that because of
a little bit, because of pressure from Congress, because they said, look, you got 30 days, it takes about 60 days to go to the Army of Border Corrections and try to get the bad paper removed, which then resets everything in motion. He may still end up getting kicked out.
No,
at least the bad paper may come out.
If he gets kicked out, I'm going to go on a jihad against the Army. Because this
I'll
is
come with you.
I think that they got to right this wrong. The Army should not. They should promote him.
Yes, they should promote him in the leadership position, make him a sergeant major. Absolutely, absolutely.
All right, Colonel, thanks very much. Play more ahead as the factor moves along this evening. Bill Clinton on late night TV, not asked anything about his wife's situation. Mark McCallum on that. Also, Dennis Miller with some gift suggestions for the contenders in the presidential race. Should be interesting, and we hope you stay tuned for those reports.
There's also another one. I don't know if this helps you. Let me give you this. There was a one that Mr. Gonzalez told me. There's a good website for helping to learn how to type the keyboard. It's called KEYBR.com. So it's all about
This is a story about doers. It's the story of America, land of the doers. Doers built this country, and all that doing takes energy. What the heck's it doing? The energy got us here, and it's our job to make sure there's enough to keep doers doing the stuff doers do. Us all doing what we do.
It's all about like keyboard and typing and stuff. Yeah, well, certainly there's practical exercises on there, so you can work on it if you have time to go like to the computer somewhere, go to that site, and it might actually have you typing, full sentences and build up your skills. And while you're typing those sentences, you might build your language skills at the same time. So you can read the sentences, type the sentences, and you can learn. So try both of those. It could be helpful. You're welcome. Good night. What? Where's the gentleman?
This gentleman? You like him? He's a gentleman. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mr. Walker's here. Yeah, yes, Mr. 100%. No, he's not 100%.
Yeah, last night, I guess. Not tonight.
I don't hear noise over there. I didn't know who was over there.
Just me.
All right, is anybody here? No. So much for this idea. Eventually it'll work. Of course, I do it on this machine. I could actually walk around a school while I'm doing my administrative duties and have a have an online meeting with my students, but nobody came. There's nobody watching. And it's live. It's broadcasting. It's streaming live on YouTube. It's streaming live on Google+. But there's nobody watching, so it's okay. But what I don't know is if I would actually notice.
Wait, where's the class at?
Well, they're out there somewhere. Now this is a optional. It's an optional chat called online office hours. I'm trying to do a little flipping of my classroom kind of thing. So I do like the lectures instead of standing up in the classroom for 2 hours in a lecture. I go somewhere here by myself and do a lecture, which they can then watch. They're supposed to come to class having watched the lecture and read the chapter in the book and be prepared to dive into stuff based upon that material.
Huh.
And of course, if they don't come prepared, they're going to be a little bit behind. And I give.
Gee, I wonder how often that happens.
I could change. Actually, I could change the way I give the quizzes, because usually the quizzes are like the week after. The week after you cover the material, you're supposed to give a quiz on it.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking I should give the quizzes. Hopefully somebody's watching. That's my new idea. You better be ready for it. Give the quiz at the start of the class where you're supposed to give that lesson, because they should have already watched the video and read the book, so they should be prepared for the quiz.
Yep. You could really coincide.
Yeah, and then we can have some active discussions and activities and stuff in the classroom, right? Now the people in the world of YouTube are watching me talk about this, but nobody else is watching. I bet you, I forget where this posts a link that this is happening because my mommy always finds out and she watches me. So she's probably the one person in the world that's actually watching this right now. So if anybody wants to know what this is all about, if you're not confused, this is fabulous. I just made myself dizzy. ITT campus in Levittown, Pennsylvania. We had online office hours scheduled for students who had any questions about our criminology class. There was actually one student on campus who came in live for a little while, but it would appear that no one else came to hang out with us this evening. It's still something that we're learning how to do, so myself included, and even getting it started on time. So it was supposed to be from 8 to 8:30, so time is up. So for all you wonderful people out there in digital land who might be watching, I don't even know you're watching, I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful evening. See you later. Bye from Levittown, PA. This is Frank Plunkett signing off.